What if the secret to financial control wasn't more control at all, but less? We're told to master our money through meticulous tracking, spreadsheets with dozens of categories, apps that ping us for every $5 coffee, a constant low-grade anxiety that we're doing it wrong. We build a psychological prison of our own design, where every purchase is a potential crime against our future selves. And yet, for the vast majority of us, it doesn't work. It feels less like freedom and more like a second job we're constantly failing at. This conflict between the desire for control and the reality of human behavior is where most financial advice breaks down. But what if there was another way? A system built not on perfect discipline, but on radical simplicity. In this video, we're going to deconstruct a 10-minute method I've come to call the zero-day system. It's a concept that sounds almost absurdly simple, based on finding a single number that guides your entire financial life. The term zero-day refers to a goal, to end each day having spent none of your future self's money. It means that by staying under one daily spending target, you have successfully covered all your bills, all your debts, and all your savings goals for that day. We'll break down the psychology of why traditional budgeting so often fails, how this alternative approach flips that psychology on its head, and ask the most important question: can a single number truly set you free? Most of us know the gospel of budgeting. We see it in the perfect, color-coded spreadsheets of finance gurus. We download the apps that promise to categorize our every transaction into neat little pie charts. The core idea, the myth we've all been sold, is that financial clarity comes from total information. If you just track every single penny, you will magically develop the discipline to control it. The evidence for this is everywhere. The envelope system, where you physically partition your cash. The 50-30-20 rule, a noble attempt to bring order to chaos. We were taught that the person who knows they spent $4.75 on a latte is more responsible than the person who just knows they bought a coffee. We are told the path to wealth is paved with receipts. But if this is the only path, why do so many of us get lost? If constant tracking is the answer, why does it feel like punishment? Here is the first crack in the foundation. Think about the last time you felt truly exhausted, not physically, but mentally. That feeling is the key. Because if traditional budgeting was simply a math problem, we'd all be rich. But what if it's not a math problem, but a willpower problem? What if the system itself is designed to exhaust the very resource we need to make it work? To understand this, we need to look at a concept from psychology called decision fatigue. Imagine your willpower is like a phone battery. It starts at 100% in the morning, and every single choice you make, no matter how small, drains a tiny bit of power. What to wear, what to eat for breakfast, which route to take to work. By the end of the day, that battery is low, which is why we were more likely to order takeout and binge-watch a show than go to the gym and read a book. Now let's apply this to a traditional budget. You walk into a grocery store. The budget says you have $87 left for food this week. Is this organic chicken worth the extra $3? Can you afford the brand name cereal, or should you get the store brand? Are these snacks a want or a need? Each of these questions is a decision. Each one drains your battery. You are fighting a silent war against 1,000 tiny choices, all day, every day. What seems like a tool for control is actually a machine for generating decision fatigue. And when our willpower battery hits zero, what do? We make impulse buys. We order things we don't need. We break the budget not because we're bad with money, but because we're just human. The system was never the solution. It was part of the problem. If the old way fails by overwhelming us with choices, then the new way must succeed by eliminating them. This is the core of the zero-day system, and it begins by answering only 3 questions. First, what is your monthly take-home pay? Second, what are your fixed costs? Your rent, your utilities, your car payment, your debt payments? And third, how much do you want to save or invest each month? This isn't a wish. It's a non-negotiable bill you pay to your future self. You take your income, subtract the fixed costs, and subtract your savings goal. You are left with a single pool of money. This is your discretionary spending for the month. Now for the final, liberating step. You divide that number by the number of days in the month. The result is your 0-day number, a single, solitary number. Let's say it's $40. This is not a category. It is your entire world. Your only goal, every single day, is to spend less than $40 on anything that isn't a fixed bill. Coffee, lunch, gas, movie tickets, an impulse buy on Amazon. It all comes from that one number. There is nothing else to track. But how can this possibly work? How can one number replace an entire system of rules? To understand that, we have to stop thinking about money as dollars and cents and start thinking about it as what it truly represents: your time. That $40 number isn't just money, it's a unit of your life. It's a tangible piece of the time and energy you traded for a paycheck. When you see it this way, your relationship with spending fundamentally changes. A $7 coffee is no longer just $7. It's a significant chunk of your day's available life energy. This reframing creates an inherent, almost instinctual sense of priority without the need for a dozen categories. It's a philosophy you see echoed in movements like minimalism or FIRE, financial independence, retire early, which argue that true wealth isn't about having more things, but having more control over your time. The 0-day system weaponizes this principle for your daily life. It simplifies the battlefield down to one daily decision. Did I honor my day's worth of effort, or did I borrow from tomorrow's? By connecting every transaction back to this core value, you're no longer just managing a budget, you're curating your life. Understanding this shift from managing numbers to managing energy is essential, because it's the only way to make sense of how the system handles its greatest challenge. But I know what you're thinking. Life isn't that simple. What happens when your car breaks down? What about a medical emergency, or saving for a vacation? A $40 daily limit can't possibly account for the chaos of real life. This is the moment the entire system seems fragile, unrealistic, and destined to fail. This is the most common and powerful argument against it. And it's here that the system reveals its most elegant secret. The 0-day system doesn't pretend these big expenses don't exist. Instead, it quarantines them. Remember that third question, how much do you want to save? That wasn't one number, it was a collection of numbers. Before you even calculate your daily spending, you set up automatic transfers into separate savings accounts for these specific goals. An emergency fund, a vacation fund, a new car fund. These are treated like fixed bills. They are firewalled off from your daily life. Your daily number isn't meant to absorb emergencies. It is designed to be protected from them. This is the final, crucial twist. Even the system's greatest perceived weakness is actually its most profound strength. Its purpose isn't to manage every dollar you have. Its purpose is to protect your daily peace of mind from the anxiety of your long-term goals and fears. So, let's assemble the full picture. We started in the prison of the traditional budget, a system that creates decision fatigue and sets us up for failure. We then discovered a single number, the 0-day number, which liberated us from endless tracking by simplifying our entire financial life down to one daily goal. We realized this number wasn't just money, but a representation of our time and life energy, creating an intuitive sense of value. And finally, we saw how the system protects our daily calm by building a firewall between our everyday spending and our long-term financial anxieties. The breaking point for anyone using this system isn't on day 1. It's on day 90, when you stop thinking about the number altogether. It's the moment the process becomes so automatic, so ingrained, that your brain is finally free. Free from the constant, low-grade hum of financial anxiety. Now that we understand the machine and how it works, we have to ask the final question. What does that freedom actually look like? The answer changes everything.